Yes, the Patriots' grip on the AFC East in 2020 is, here's what you said, looks loose, but it's not. Is the leader in the clubhouse with 43% of the vote. So sliding away, comes in second at 39%. 14% say the Patriots have lost their grip. And a very optimistic 4% say it's still strong. All right, back here, the home edition with Trenni and Phil and Tom. And Tom, we're going to start with you right now. So have the Patriots lost their grip on the AFC East?
It's slip sliding away. I agree with the bulk of the folks out there because, look, you can't have the outflow of not just the greatest quarterback of his generation and a fleet of free agents, but also when you look back at previous years from Brandon Cooks to Danny Amendola to Rob Gronkowski to Trey Flowers, a lot of good players have left. There haven't been a lot imported, and there have been coaching staff attrition. So, yeah, the Patriots are in a rebuild mode.
Phil, what do you got?
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt right now. If you were to look at it, there's just so much uncertainty with the Patriots, especially at the quarterback position. How do you not put the Bills as the favorites to win the division right now? I know Josh Allen isn't a very good quarterback. I'm not sure Josh Allen is a good quarterback, period. But they have enough talent around him to be a competent offense. They add a true number one wide receiver like Stephon Diggs this offseason, and I feel like that puts them really in the driver's seat for this division right now.
Guys, has the division as a whole gotten better? Like, could you even look at maybe the Jets or Miami pushing the Patriots as well? Or is it still the Patriots and the Bills up here and the other two way on the bottom?
I really think you could throw a net over all four. I think that the Patriots, the Jets, talent-wise, and again, we are allowing for the fact that the greatest coach of all time is still in charge and there's all that institutional knowledge. But roster-wise, Phil, I'm sure you agree with me, the Patriots and the Jets are duking it out for the third position. And I believe that Miami, again, absent the quarterback, and the Buffalo Bills are probably the teams who have most momentum going into this year.
I would look at the Jets as a complete and utter abomination in terms of what they have on the roster talent-wise. They just have nothing. They're going to totally ruin Sam Darnold if they haven't ruined him already. All they've added or tried to add really is help along the offensive line, but they've picked up a series of backups. It's not going to get any better for them there. So they, to me, are the clear number 4 team in the division right now. I think Miami has gotten significantly better. And I think Ryan Fitzpatrick, if you look at it right now, which quarterback is the best at playing football right now in this division? It's probably Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, it's a great question. It's a great point, the grand old man. And, of course, with Brady gone to Tampa, everything's changed. So let's take a look at the quarterback situation here in the AFC East. And then, of course, Stidham, he doesn't have any starts. Josh Allen, horrible numbers when it comes to his completion ranking. You mentioned Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's hot and cold, man. He looks great one year, and the next year he disappears. And then when you look at Sam Darnold, he started strong, and then he got happy feet, and he was seeing ghosts. So, Phil, I'll start with you on this one, and then go to Tom. My feeling is it's still Stidham by a nose because of the coach. How do you rank the QBs?
Well, Gary, I think your point is a good one because situation matters so much when it comes to the quarterback position. By all accounts, Sam Darnold, a more talented player than Josh Allen coming out of that draft in 2017. And yet Josh Allen, in a lot of respects, has played better over the duration of their respective two-year careers because the situation is better. The coaching is better. The players around him are better. Darnold has fallen off the map because he's been surrounded by absolute garbage. So Stidham will be helped by the fact that he is a competent head coach and a competent offensive coordinator. I still would put Fitzpatrick 1, then I'd put Allen 2 because I thought Allen grew a little bit in his second year, and Stidham and Darnold are right there sort of vying for third right now just because Stidham's unknown and I feel like he could be good. Darnold, it's starting to look like I'm not sure he's going to be able to salvage that thing down there.
Yeah, it's fascinating when you think about it. You can measure it in so many different ways. If you say which team has the quarterback you can put on the field, as Phil mentioned earlier, right now and win a game, I mean, it's probably Miami, and then maybe even Brian Hoyer. You got a guy who can put his hands at 10-2, wake him up and say, it's time to start. Get out there on the field. Well, good to go. Yeah, whatever. But I do think Darnold might be the most talented quarterback in the division. Jarrett Stidham has upside, but I'd still say that, Darnold and Josh Allen are superior to Stidham until we see something from him. And as I mentioned yesterday, Trenni and Gary, boy, it's going to be tough with this pandemic going on for him to make that year 1 to year 2 jump that the Patriots look at every year and say, this is huge. Can he do that?
But one guy who doesn't have to do things like that, besides Brian Hoyer, is a guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick. But reports out of Miami today, Tom, are that the Dolphins want to trade up to get Joe Burrow. Is that a smart move? Should they try to trade up to the number 1 spot to get him?
I love it for a variety of reasons. One, they have all those draft picks. They might be able to unload them to Cincinnati. Cincinnati could say, look, we're not going to be good for a couple of years. Let's do this, rebuild the franchise around them. I think Miami's made huge strides in free agency. But you have to come to a decision if you're the Cincinnati Bengals. Am I looking right now at a player in Joe Burrow who might be the closest thing to a can't-miss prospect since Andrew Luck or maybe before? So, Phil, you spend a lot of time on the draft for us. Is he a can't-miss prospect that you cannot trade away the opportunity to draft?
All the scouts that I've spoken to and people that are a lot smarter than me look at Joe Burrow as the can't-miss quarterback in this year's draft class, far ahead of Tua Tagovailoa, far ahead of Justin Herbert. Really, Herbert and Tagovailoa are there sort of vying for that second tier, and Burrow is in a class by himself. I'm with Tom. I would love the move. If the Dolphins had to trade, say, their 5th pick and their number 18 pick and even a second rounder, they would still end up with 2 first-round picks because they'd have number 1 overall, and then they're picking again in the 20s. They have 3 first-rounders. They made so many moves this offseason, guys. Last year, 2019, is going to be as bad as it gets for them. They're going to be too good next year to be in play for that number 1 or number 2 overall pick because they just added too much talent. So this is your chance. Go and get the guy right now because you have the ammo to do it.
Okay, so Tommy, so say Miami gets that guy. They get Burrow, right? We look at Buffalo right now, and I agree with Phil that I think that they're the short-term leader in the clubhouse. You worry about their quarterback. They do have the defense. If Miami gets the quarterback, and I don't care, man, Brian can coach. He gets guys to listen to him. So is Miami the long-term favorite if they get that QB?
You know what the problem is for the New England Patriots? The other teams in the division, even the Jets, the light bulb has gone on that it's about culture, and you're going to try and change the culture. Gase started the culture renovation in Miami. Flores has taken it to the next level with that cachet of being Bill Belichick's offspring, offshoot, whatever you want to call it. Meanwhile, I think the Bills have great culture, and they're also not going to be bullied by the Patriots. And then finally, the Jets, at least Gase gets it. I don't know whether they can change it or not. But, yeah, Gary, I'm a big buyer of the Miami Dolphins long-term because they have culture in place, not just a collection of players who are good at their positions.
One thing that they have to do in order to not ruin whichever young quarterback steps in next down there in Miami is do what the Jets have not done, which is give them an offensive line. That's one area of all the moves the Dolphins have made. They still left that offensive line relatively barren. All due respect to Ted Karras. They need more help on the offensive line, whether it's Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa, or somebody else taking over at quarterback there.
All right, crew, thanks a lot. Still to come on our Bella's early edition. It's business as usual for the NFL. They are full steam ahead. Expanded playoffs, regular season. Nothing has changed. Is that the right move? We'll discuss a good idea, bad idea.
Subaru of New England, we believe in vehicles that families can trust. And since your safety is our top priority, we're keeping our service departments open to provide essential service to keep your Subaru running smoothly. Schedule online or by phone. It takes love and community to make a difference.